Hello YouTube, we are gonna dissect the shit out of my gameplay today.
It's gonna be pretty
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, pretty good gameplay here. I think I made a bunch of good choices, got good score. Anyway, before we start, I'd like to make the announcement that tomorrow night at some undisclosed time, undisclosed because I'm not sure yet, we will be starting a stream with Darkling again. That cool bro with another YouTube channel you should check out. Anyway, without further ado, shall we start in 3, 2, 1?
Alright, let's go. Alright, so starting off here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe your strategy is to win.
Well, actually, since it's swamp, my strategy was just to try to draw it, because that enemy team had two T95s. And this is me being rather uncommittal because I didn't want to split our three
Yeah,
tier
I
9s.
see that. You're being very indecisive. You know, indecision costs lives.
I live life on the edge.
That's my first critique of you.
You know what? At least I grind tanks. Cough, cough.
I just have a huge penis. Anyway, so I see you're going south here, Smig. Why is that?
Because nobody else was.
That is a very smart decision, by the way. In fact, if there was one thing that I could teach to regular pub players, that'd probably be it.
Fill in the blanks.
Yep. Don't overcommit to one flank.
As general rule of thumb, especially as top tier, see where your team goes, kind of wait it out a few seconds. And as an IS-4, when you see an enemy like this and you see your T-34 friend get ammo racked, try to approach the target at an angle to maximize the chances of bouncing shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I will say that you are at a bit of a risk right now because you're traveling through an open field with a relatively slow tank, but their artillery presence is also not too massive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
And
that
then
was
taking
pretty
a gun off the
close.
field or stealing kills, as some might say.
Well, kill stealing or not, still useful because a T-25 with 1% is still a T-25 with a 105mm gun. Just
Alright,
as effective.
I'm peeking out of this corner as a pretty sharp angle for their team. Their team most likely will want to shoot my front where that little houch is because that is the
Ouch.
IS-4.
The
Houch.
IS-4 does have a lot of houches.
And me trying to be a sneaky bastard and not succeeding. And if you're wondering where you can get these reticles, you can either find them in the channel description under Smiggetti's awesome reticles, or probably provided in the video description below.
Possibly.
Most likely.
It really depends on whether or not Smig remembers to do that.
I have a layout I use now.
So,
At least I post videos. Anyway.
While we are not doing a whole lot of analysis, I will say that I will be recording videos very soon. I have a AMX50B.
Everybody knows it's at the AX50 100. Anyway, so I'm not pushing up because I know a T95 is in the back there, and I'm just waiting to try to snake shots in. I'm pushing a little forward because I have a feeling their artillery is hiding in the back, and I'm just being balls to the wall and sitting out in the open trying to get a sneaky shot.
There you go, you had your chance.
I missed. I blew it.
Really horrible.
I'm not getting punished for my mistakes yet.
But I mean, let's be honest, the game does have a random number generator, so not every shot can hit.
And this King Tiger does not know what to do.
So you got the Spider-Man camouflage.
Things aren't looking too good for our team. We're down a lot of tanks. We lost our IS-4. Morbid Man, even though he's a bro, somehow died.
That's okay, Morbid Man. I still love you.
There's a T-95 in the back. If you have a slide shot at one, take it.
Seems whether or not this was a conscious decision, it is probably a good thing that you're staying where you are because it looks like the north flank is mostly dissolved. And they still have a good deal of tanks on their team, so staying near the base will help you defend it if you need to.
And if you noticed just a second ago, I started queuing up an HE shell, but switched out of it because the T-95 got destroyed. And if that T-95 were to enter the bridge, since he was at low enough HP, I could have HE'd him down by hitting him in the right spot.
Of course, I've also actually done like 20 damage to a T-95 with HE once, but that was a terrible shot.
Yeah. And as you can see,
keep in mind that when you are using HE, it is affected by armor thickness.
so try to aim at weaker points still. I'm fighting an IS-4 here, which is IS-4 via IS-4 is kind of a derpy fight because prone to bounce. But if you hit the right spot, most likely the glacis closest to you, and what you don't know, the glacis, it's the armor plate, you should be able to pen with a high enough gun.
Yeah.
Um,
Smig's also making really smart use of cover here. He's showing much less of himself than that IS-4 is. I mean, he was right out in the open there, but just before he was using that, I guess, debris pile to fire through, and so he had a much, he was giving his enemy a much harder time hitting him. So, good job, Smig.
Thanks, bro. Feel free to abuse the shit out of the environment, because that's what it's there for.
I would have done the same thing.
Now this Tiger 2 is pooping himself because, well, he doesn't know how to flank an IS-4.
Not that it would have done a whole lot for him, because you're at about half health and he has 8%.
And there's a slugger tickling me and not doing anything at all. And I'm moving to engage this T-95 in mid because I think he's going to be distracted with A's own T-95, and T-95 v T-95 is quite funny to watch.
Yeah, it's good to get the observer spot.
I am very vulnerable to artillery fire here, but I'm taking that risk to take down their T-95. I'm going after this T-44 because, well, he is tickling my bro aids. Don't tickle aids.
I will stress this, that although Smig is very much at risk of artillery right now, the only RD they have is a tier 6 and a tier 5.
Which can still hurt.
It still hurts, of course, but, you know, had there been multiple tier 8 artillery pieces, let's say, this would not have been a wise decision.
That slugger wants my blood.
But good to keep in mind that slugger really can do almost nothing to an IS-4.
Alright, so that T-95 is at 45 HP, so I instantly throw in an HE shell. I'm going to finish this sucker off.
So
I peek out a little preemptively and get hit by the GW Panther, but thankfully it was just a splash.
Well, that hurt, but...
Yeah. I think that was the Hummel that did that? No, it was the GW Panther. Wait, what?
I thought that was the T-95 that hit you.
Oh.
It sounded like a 95. Anyway,
Probably.
to prevent that, I mean, I can't really fault Smig for this, but he was out there for a couple seconds longer than he needed to be. He was reloading for some of the time he had exposed himself, so...
I just wanted to get the shot in fast. That was a mistake, though. And that slugger gets tickled. Alright, at this point I'm thinking, alright, we have 7 minutes, have time, where's their tank? And there's the Panther 2. At the time I was talking with aides, he was spectating what was over there. Somebody gets really excited with the pings.
Wow, is that them just clicking really fast?
I think so. Either that's just replay.
That's pretty impressive.
Alright, so now seeing that there's nothing on that flank besides an artillery piece, I decided to go offensive. Because, well, we have an IS just going balls to the wall.
And at the very least, that IS will spot any tanks over there. Even
Alright,
if it doesn't do anything.
there's an easy 8 there. I am not terribly worried, it's an easy 8. I do make the mistake of stopping to shoot at it, which gives Artie enough time to nail me.
The good news is that you didn't stop for very long. If you stopped and waited for him to come out of cover again, that would have been the real mistake. But
alright, there the Hummel splashes me, and the GW Panther, if he was any good, would have hit me, but there's the splash. He misses, which costs them the game. Spoiler, we win. So, expecting the Panther 2 to be coming on the north road, I try to find myself a position where Artie won't be able to hit me. That IS is spotting artillery. So I am now ready for that Panther 2, but the Easy 8 has a nice shot on the backside of my tank, which is probably the only part of the tank he can pen.
What's the E8's gun penetration?
Like 130 something.
Yeah, it'll actually have some trouble, but the angle you've taken up here is actually very good, because no matter what he shoots at, he'll be at... Well, you're moving a bit now, but...
I was trying to get the shot in.
Just the same, IS-4 size is 160, so if you just compare numbers, you'll see that the E8 really has almost no chance of doing much damage here.
Even with HE, he probably would have bounced off my armor with the new mechanics. Alright, so they have 2 artillery left, we have 2 artillery left, and 2 tanks. That IS is about to fall, and then it's up to me to spot for the bros. So I decided to take a shortcut through probably the worst part of this map, the bog.
I'd say the worst part, undoubtedly.
This map just sucks, by the way.
Well, I don't think it's that bad,
It's
but
really bad.
I haven't played it much, so.
You can't medium on this map. Too much bog ground. It's a heavy and
Yeah,
TD
and
paradise.
you're being slowed down quite a bit here.
Hmm.
Sort of a shame that A's went out there, but
He was just mad at life then.
that's understandable.
So GW Panthers let our RT can't hit him. Hummel's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. And just one thing, guys. I mean, it's not really happening right now, which isn't quite as much of a problem. But it's good to coordinate with your team's artillery.
I think I'd do that in a second. I was just waiting to get closer to the castle.
Okay, well, we'll see. I haven't actually watched this replay yet, so I don't know how this
It's
ends.
all a surprise for you. See, there you go.
There you go. There we go. That's Smigget coordinating with artillery.
I did not want to lose this. This was my double. I wanted it. Top Gun doubles are best doubles. Now, if the GW Panther even rams me, I'm toast. So I need to play extra cautious.
And if these guys were good Artie teammates, they would have responded to what Smig said. So if you're playing Artie and someone asks you about something, you should respond. Don't leave them hang.
And if anybody calls you asleep, just press F6. F6 to negative.
Or just quote your reload time in seconds.
Mm-hmm. Also, Artie, for the sake of God, please move after shooting every shot. Not every other shot. Every shot you should move. Forward, backwards. You don't need to turn. Just move in a direction. I am sick and tired of you guys dying on me.
Well, there actually one went down just there.
I don't know how that guy was taken out. I'm guessing it was a lucky splash by the GW Panther. So the Hummel misses me, which, thank God.
Lights him up, fortunately. And of course, you know, had it actually killed Smig, he would have still been lit. So, assuming that Artie here is competent.
There's me trying to get a Whitman's.
That would have been quite a lucky shot.
Yeah, I had a feeling Artie was zeroing pretty fast. But there it is.
What I would have
High
done
score
in that
game.
situation, because I'm amazing. Keep in mind that the Hummel reload time is still fairly slow. I think you definitely had an opportunity to maneuver for a better shot there. But
I think I had enough time to get that shot in and reload to a better position. But anyway,
it goes both ways. So anyway, that's a pretty good game, Smig. Very
thank
good.
you. Hopefully we can do this more in the future with different tank classes or maybe some of your gameplays. Please let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And hopefully we'll get some French gameplay soon.
We will get French gameplay soon.
Beyond that, remember, stream tomorrow. Be there or be square. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, please. Good night.